Hello, how's it going? World, how's it going? We're going live today. We are talking about marriage counseling. We're talking about questions that families and friends and couples and marriages should be asking and why they're asking it and why they. Can I, Gabby? Can I bother you for that cup? That cup. There you go. That's what we call the magic juice. Keeps the machine running. And then, we're gonna ask you a bunch of questions. I loved our last interaction we had. There was a lot more questions that I have for you, but I asked you to do some homework. By the way, say hello. How was your week, man? I'm so hyped up. I just came back from Vegas. I haven't asked you how has your week been?
It's been good, man. It's been good. Just working, trying to collect hours to get my license. I'm gonna get it in a couple months.
Okay, what does that mean? What did we get my license? You don't have a driver's license?
So when you become a therapist, it's kind of like a driver's license. So right now I have the permit, and
Okay.
you have to do 3,000 hours of in-person treatment and at least 2 years of practicing minimum.
Uh-huh.
And once you do that, you get your license
Okay.
official.
So right now you just practice with people?
No, so right now I'm working professionally. I'm an associate therapist. It's kind of like
Okay.
a driver's permit, and I'm working under someone else's license, but I'm doing everything professionally.
Oh no. So you're just going and consulting with them before you make decisions? Is that what's going on in terms of the therapy sessions? Or?
If I'm being honest, you just get paid less. That's really all.
I
That's all
believe
really.
you. I
That's
believe
all it
you.
means, really.
I believe you. That happens all the time. That is true. It's just I got another sucker to do it
Yeah,
for
yeah,
me. That's
exactly.
that's exactly it. Yeah, I'll just sign it, leave it on the table. Yeah, that type of deal. I've seen it a million times, and I've done it a million times. So I know what you're talking about. Okay, so but you get to interact with these couples day in and day out.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Monday through Friday, working with couples. Most of the time, I'm working just one person from the couple. Most
Okay.
of the time,
Why most of the time one person from the couple?
because most of the time, so a majority of my people are women,
Mm-hmm.
and women generally come in for the same thing: issues in relationships, whether romantic or with family, always.
Okay.
And so half the time, I have half the couple, which is the woman in the room.
She will come in first and say, "Hey, we need help."
Exactly.
How do you help somebody when you don't know the other side of the story?
So, what I'm looking for is I'm trying to get facts of the situation. So I can hear her opinion; she could tell me how she feels. But then what I'm really listening in for is the objective fact of what happened in that situation. They fought. Okay, what you fight about, and how did you get there? And so I'm listening to her opinion on it, but I'm really seeing the situation.
Now, in that situation, can you like if she's saying, "Yeah, so he came up and he said good morning," then that's when I scratched his face and I said, "You know what? You don't say good morning to me, not with that attitude." Like, what do you say at that moment? You go, we got a crazy one.
Yeah, yeah,
We got a
that's where I
wild
end
one.
the session, man.
Yeah,
That's what happens
yeah,
there,
right.
man. No, you know what?
They're confessing to a crime, right?
I know,
It's spousal abuse.
uh, dude. The laws for when you're a therapist are weird.
Yeah, can you report something like that?
So here's the weird thing. So I'm a mandated reporter. Any child abuse, dependent adult or other abuse, I have to. But if two adults are hitting each other, or the guy's hitting the woman, and there's no kid involved, or one of those other two, I can't report it.
Really?
Yeah, I have to encourage her to call the police or get involved. If it's an immediate like safety issue, okay, I will have to jump in because my patient might die.
Hmm.
But other than that, if there's no, children in the home, no, nothing for me to report, I have to encourage this person to get out.
Let me tell you, I was a victim of domestic abuse. Oh
Really?
yeah, my first wife
That's right.
beat me,
Yeah.
and I mean I could have kicked her ass, but
No,
still,
of course, right?
she beat me. The reason I didn't hit her because she was a sheriff.
Oh, that's
Do you
right.
understand?
Yeah,
Like I
yeah, yeah.
remember driving and she started hitting me. I'm like, can I punch her? I was like, no, you're not supposed to punch her. But she's hitting me while we're driving. Like she's not supposed to be hitting me. I'm like, I'm taking some punches, and I'm like, wait, hold on. Like I'm driving, stupid. If you hit me, we all die. Like
Right.
relax. And then that's when she calmed down.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I was like, dude, like I have swollen cheeks. Like it wasn't a lot of damage, but you put your hands on me, dude. Like that's not
Yeah.
cool. And then it was like, yeah, you could probably call the cops, but they're just gonna slap on the hand, and it's a
Right.
misdemeanor. She hit a civilian. But if you would have hit her, you go to jail. That's a felony.
That's a wrap.
And I was like, what the? That's when I knew I had to get a divorce. I was like, oh no, I gotta have No, no, I gotta have even feel, bro. That's not fair.
Right.
I'm getting hit. so, so if I were to confess this to you in my therapy session with you, you wouldn't tell the cops? You couldn't report it?
Unless it's like an actual immediate danger, like she's like, I'm gonna kill you. Like there's a gun, there's a means and stuff like that. Then okay, I might get
So
involved.
if I came to you with this problem, hey, listen, I was driving down the freeway and she started hitting me. Like, what would you recommend me to do at that moment as a man that's being abused at home?
We would come up with something called a safety plan. And safety plan is just trying to figure out a way of getting out of the situation as safely as possible. Who are your resources, like family, friends? Who can like you're gonna get out of the house, you have to, right? So who can you go with? And so in that plan, there's usually resources and stuff I find in the area for you.
But that's about it.
That's about it, though.
No tactical.
Now, look, if let's say you guys had a son or a daughter or something like that. No, I'm gonna do a report, and usually the police will sometimes go the same day that I do the report. They get involved very quickly.
Yeah, but that was her son. He's gonna take her side.
Oh, of course.
I know. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna probably. I didn't call the cops because I knew I was gonna end up arrested. So I was like, nah. You know what? I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna call the cops. It's not a good idea. All right. So, but I did give you some homework the last time we were talking about, and I told you bring me a clip of a sample of something that we can see, that our audiences can see and go, wow, that's what he's talking about. That they can all relate and go, okay, what is this and why is this happening? So you send me a sample. I want everybody to watch this clip. It's Chloe, and explain to me a little bit what this clip is about.
Okay, so I grew up watching the Kardashians with my sister. That was the thing that we would do. Of course I did, right? So, as a in touch man with his emotions, I would watch it with my sister.
Yeah.
And at the time, Chloe was giving her sister some help, like advice, like relationship advice, and she's telling her older sister Courtney, I believe, like, hey, I think Scott's cheating on you. Don't allow that. And she's just going on a rant like, I would never let someone treat me that way, and if they did, they wouldn't be able to do it again. I'd never go back to that person. And the clip is just showing that didn't age well, because sure enough, 10, 15 years later, the guy she's with is constantly cheating on her, and she continues to stay with them and have kids with the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was the clip that we ended up finding for.
Okay, so take a look at the clip, and then we'll come back and explain why this is happening.
A lot stronger.
You're like
than
a
you with
man
guys.
hater.
No, I'm not. I just don't let people me over. And when you cheat on me, you're gone. And you're not going to do it again and again and again. I'm sorry. That's not normal. That's not respect. That's not what boyfriends do to their girlfriends. So I'm not going to let someone do that. I'm being protected and loving you.
Okay.
I've seen this guy hurt you repeatedly.
All right. Well, that was a clip, man. Wow. Okay, so why is she sticking around? Why is she still sticking around? What's your opinion as a professional? What's going on here? You've seen this day in and day out.
I've seen this actually very often. So let me give you at least my experience, like what I've seen. Most of the time that I've noticed where a woman stays with the guy that's cheated on her and continues to have kids or stay with them, the girl's coming from issues. Like, it could be a previous relationship. Usually, I'll be honest, it's the parents. Jacked up childhood, stuff like that. And the women are allowing that behavior to happen. And so most of the time, they have a very low self-esteem. Because I ask them, why are you allowing it? And honestly, for them, the crazy thing is they say, it's better to be with someone who cheats on you than to be alone. That's the few people that I work with. Now, that might be the worst case, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's one reason why a woman will stay. Do you understand? That's one.
Yeah.
Low self-esteem. And you got to understand, you're talking about the chubby one. No. Let's be honest. No. When she was let's.
Right.
I didn't
That's
say that to her. Society said that to her.
Right.
Don't blame me on this.
Right.
Society forced her to not to look like one of her sisters, and she transformed herself. I get it. I love it. Great. Whatever. But behind that, just like I said that, she heard that a bunch of times. Her parents said that shit to her a bunch of times. Do you understand? Society said it to her on Facebook, Instagram, all that. So does that create insecurity? Of course it does. Of course it does. Second, she has no control with her life. It's whatever the E-network needs her to do at that moment. Do you understand?
Right.
I think, we'll get into that in a minute, but You're right. Low self-esteem. Doesn't matter how much money you have. Your low self-esteem has no price on it. You can be super rich but still have a low self-esteem. Be a millionaire, but I can still make you feel uncomfortable and insecure. You understand? So those are things that she has to work out. Those are issues. That's why she's still there. Second, it's good for television. How do you know that he is not doing it on purpose because she wants to get rid of her? Like, you understand? To live, people don't understand. Yes, she's beautiful. She's nice. Yeah, but the world you fucking live in. My God, the shit I have to do to be in a relationship with you, my life has to be knick-knacked and picked at all the time. There comes a point where I'm so fed up that, you know what? I don't care. I'd rather just go cheat.
Yeah.
And that's why men cheat. Because they don't care if they lose it. If they don't value what they have, I don't care. Because I have it. But when you value something, oh, no. A man will take care of it.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, when you lose its value, I'll cheat.
Yeah.
So you leave. All right, give me more time to cheat.
Right.
I don't have to call it cheating anymore. That's it. That's what's going on. And it's the toxic world she lives in that's causing all this shit. Now, another reason why women leave, women won't leave, and this is one that a lot of times people forget, and maybe it's not possible anymore, maybe it's different, but I'm pretty sure in developing countries this still happens, is I have no other option. For example, a lot of people criticize my mom for staying with my dad, and she would go, where the fuck do I go with 4 kids? I don't know any English. I don't have family in this country, and he's the only breadwinner. So he comes and he cheats on me. Yeah, my girlfriends would tell me, yeah, leave him. How could you take that? Bitch, you're not going to take care of my kids. Where do I go? I don't have any help. I don't know any English. Where do I go? I have no work skills. I got married at 14. I started having kids at 16. Like, where do I go? What world do you live in that I had a choice? I had to stay there. Like, there is no other option. I live in this bubble that I didn't have any. There was no internet. There was no resources. There was nothing. So she had to stick around just to survive. She figured, like, man, my kids, like, I got to make sure they're good. Yeah. I got to survive. It's a survival instinct. That's one reason why a woman will take the cheating and go, fuck it, I'll take it. Second is she does it for the kids. And a lot of people, not just men, but women both do it. I'll stay for the kids.
Yeah.
So those are the 3 reasons I think people will do it. Some people just, their self-esteem is all fucked up because she has options. Chloe has options. She has money. She has resources. She has things where she can go, fuck you, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So she's only staying there for her low self-esteem. My mom, if she had the options, if she had resources, she would have fucking left my dad a long time ago. But guess what? That doesn't exist. Yeah. Divorce is divorce because now women have options.
Yeah.
Before they didn't. They were just at home and they wouldn't get a job anywhere else. So why get divorced? Stay here to survive.
Richard, you don't do the studying part of it, obviously. That's my expertise, right?
Uh-huh.
Did you know you just referenced the study that they did not that long ago, where the cheating happened with women? So in UC Berkeley, this professor, I believe, Annette, I forget her last name, but Annette from UC Berkeley did a study on women and cheating. And she found that the exact moment that women started entering the workforce, the cheating with young women skyrocketed now that it's slightly higher than men.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly higher. So you were right when you said in the last podcast, you're only as faithful as your options.
Yes.
And so when women enter the workforce,
I teach sexual harassment prevention training. And one of the things that I am realistic about, and as soon as I go into a meeting, I go, listen, you're human beings. You're interacting 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. You interact more with your fellow coworkers and your family members. Okay. Mm-hmm. You are going to create a camaraderie. You're going to become friends. You're going to see so many similar interests. You're going to become friends. You're going to start liking each other. And after a while, as human beings, we look at each other, yeah, you're not that ugly. You're not that bad. You know what I mean? And their charisma comes forward and you see the real person and you go, yeah, this guy's pretty cute. Yeah, I'll date him. Even though you would never give him the time of day any other place. But because you guys work together and you get a chance to interact with each other, you get to know him. Yes, of course. What happens? Human beings are going to be attracted to each other.
Yep.
And that's what happens.
Yeah. And you get yourself in trouble, right? Because if you're having issues at home, you're arguing with your wife, you guys haven't had sex in a while, and then you have this girl who's cute. And if she's
options.
nice to you, it's an option.
It's an option.
That's a real thing.
This is going to make me feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. And, you know, an interesting part that I noticed when working with couples is one of the big reasons why men start looking elsewhere is obviously lack of sex, clearly, but respect. There's low respect from the wife. And that's where men start, like, they really value respect in the relationship. They want to be loved, but respect is the biggest part for most men.
Yeah, but the bad part is a lot of men weren't taught how to earn it.
No, they haven't.
Exactly. So respect is earned. You don't get to just get it. Meaning you got to stand up and take it on the chest. Meaning you are the one that takes the blows. She made a mistake, you got to stand up. Yeah, fucking shit the fan, you got to take it all. Meaning you are the man. If you are going to say who you are, you're going to say you are, okay, then you got to take all the blows and you got to stand up and you got to deliver. You can't fuck around. You are plan A and plan B. Like, you got to deliver. We have a kid. We have a family. You have to be the structure. You have to be the strength in this. I'll help you, but you got to help me too. So when you don't do that as a man, you will lose respect. And people say, oh, it's money. It's not money. You can be broke, but it's the way you behave and the way you demand respect. Right. And it's been, and I'll tell you, it is a constant battle for that respect, even if it's by inches, by millimeters with each other. And it never ends. Me and Rocio, my wife, we will get into it because of the tone that she said a certain thing that it rubbed me the wrong way. And I will express it right there and say, no. Like, you understand? And we'll get into it. Don't say it like that. And we, just because of the tone of voice that we were using on each other, and vice versa, I do it to her too. But we will constantly call each other on it. Like, no. You know, don't fucking, you said that, and we will argue. At the end of the day, I know we're going to fucking make up and everything. But at that moment, you got to fucking fight it.
Right.
It's every day. It's not going to end. Tomorrow, mañana, voy a alegar, no me echaste más crema. Me echaste una pinche. Échame las dos cremas, cabrona. Like, and you screaming, and you want those cremas, right? But you're 58 now or something. But it's the fact that I always want 2 creams. You know what I mean? And why are you fucking with me today? Right. Why'd you just bring me one? Right? And it could be like we ran out. It could be whatever. But now it's a fucking big deal. Right. And that happens in couples all the time. The problem is you take that one and you snowballed it into something that it really wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah. It happens all the time. And, you know, remember how I told you last podcast, one of the most important things is repair. Above everything else, a successful relationship is repair. Well, one of the things that's predicated on is the fact that you guys have a strong friendship, that you guys like each other. Because when you guys start fighting, you're not in a good place, right? Everything they do irks you, right? Just the way they said hello when they come home. You're just like, look at that. Like, you're so mad, right? Yeah. You're just kind of like low-key holding it in, just looking at them. Just everything they do is judgmental. Yeah. And that should be a signal to you, like, oh, we haven't been spending enough time together. Our friendship is starting to go a little bit low. We're starting to look at each other negatively. The official term is called a negative sentiment override, where everything that you look at them doing is in a negative lens. They annoy you. When you're good on friendship, you have the opposite, a positive sentiment override. What does that mean? It just basically means everything they do is from a positive light. And if they do something that annoys you, instead of being that, you know, she's been annoying, she's a bitch or something like that, you're going to think to yourself, oh, crap, she had a bad day. What's wrong? Yeah. You know, you give her the benefit of the doubt.
I just smoke weed. Like, honestly.
Right.
No, because look, right. I know, listen, this whole 2 creamers you didn't bring me, it shouldn't be the reason why I get divorced. No. But I'm still really upset. So I go outside, I spark up a joint, I smoke some weed, I relax, come back inside, and the fucking first thing she tells me, you want something to eat? Of course I want something to eat. I just smoked the joint. And that sparks up the conversation, and then we forget about the 2 creamers. You know what I mean? Right. But, I mean, I really think weed is really underrated. I really think if more couples just, instead of fucking screaming at each other, go, you know what, fuck it. This is an excuse for me to go to the garage or go outside and smoke weed.
Just get some weed.
And just get some weed. Dude, nobody's pissed after that. Right. I've never heard somebody go, he smoked weed and then he hit me. Never. It's always he smoked some weed, he fell asleep. He smoked some weed, he got hungry and started eating everything. But that's about it.
Right.
But I really think that's the secret of a good marriage. At a certain point in your life, you really should just start smoking some weed because there's certain things you just can't control.
Right.
Just go fuck it. It is what it is.
Well, at least you're doing stuff to calm yourself down. How many times? Like, if you didn't have weed, what do you think would happen?
If I didn't have weed, I would go to the gym or no, I don't think I would go to the gym because I don't go to the gym now. Um, I don't know. I'd probably take off.
Yeah.
Like really, I would take off just to cool down.
Right.
And by me taking off, I'll find something to do. And really, it's not gonna be something that's really interesting to me. It's really just to get the fuck out of here.
Right.
So I'd rather not leave, just chill, smoke my joint, go back inside, save on gas, forget about it. Because even if you go out pissed, man, you're gonna make a mistake.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
I'd rather just chill here, smoke weed, just chill.
That's true. You avoid the issue.
Yeah, that and also, it's not drinking. Because drinking, when you're drinking too much, that creates the problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you just gotta find your vice and go, okay, that's it. That's what'll keep me calm.
No. Look, I'm okay with it. Anything that's practical to keep you away from doing something you might regret.
So you would recommend that to one of your clients or one of your patients?
Yeah. So I have some patients who do smoke weed or they go work out or whatever they end up choosing. For me, my biggest thing is, what can you do to emotionally regulate yourself, meaning calm yourself down? Some people get angry, and I'd much rather you go smoke weed or you go to the gym or you go for a walk, whatever you need to do to calm down to get back to your house calm, so you don't continue the fight.
Yeah. And then punching bags, speed bag, all that stuff is great. You come out here and you start bagging shit right, and you're high. Right. Dude, I have a blast here. Dude, I want to, when I'm out here, I want to go back inside and tell her, you know what I did? Right. I'm excited to look what I found over there. Yeah. Come on in. Grab a chair. Grab a chair. We're talking about you, Toxica. Come on in. Come on in. Toxica. All right. So I have a few questions from some of the guests.
Yeah.
And some of the fans that were sending in. Before, what is this? Oh, this is a good one. This is a problem. One of the married couples sent us a question. And by the way, any questions you might want to have, you can send in. Irvin will answer them. You don't have to send in your name. These people did not send in their names, but they did want to ask some of these questions. It's a husband.
Okay.
His wife was very promiscuous in the past, and he knew about it. Like, everybody knew about it. Like, his family knew about it. Like, everybody knew about it, and he was special. He's the one that married her.
Right.
Okay? He was last. He was the last one. Yeah. So, he was that. So, 4 years married. Is it 4 years? Yeah, 4 years married. He can't get past that. He keeps bringing it up, arguments. He keeps throwing it in her face. Like, he can't get over that. Is there getting over that?
So there is. I kind of came up with a situation somewhat similar to this.
Okay.
I had a couple that came in, and the wife happened to have committed infidelity on the guy, and she had a past in this case. And the husband came and he was very insecure. He'd bring it up to her daily, and he would tell me, and I don't know, this guy who asked the question, if this happens to him, he said, we can be watching TV, we're having a good time, we're being flirty, and then maybe something on TV reminds me of the past when she cheated, or her past when she's with other guys. He's like, instantly, I just felt my heart drop and I would get cold towards her, or I'd be mean or passive aggressive towards her. So here's one of the things we did in that case. I told the guy, one, you need to talk to someone about it. You can't just be holding it in. Seek therapy. So I talked to him by himself. The other thing was, I told him, here's the new rule. You're not allowed to bring it up since we're doing couples counseling.
Mm-hmm. Can you hit the green button, please?
Yeah.
The green button, just hit it. There you go. Hit it. Go ahead. So the question was that, what would you do, right? Like, what would you do if your spouse was very promiscuous? We discussed all this already, and you couldn't get rid of it, or you just keep reminding her of it. So, but you were telling me, continue.
Yeah, no problem. So one of the things is what you put at the forefront of your head. If you're constantly thinking about that, a couple questions. Why does it bother you so much? What about it bothers you so much? Does it make you feel insecure? Does it make you feel stupid? Not good enough in bed? What is it exactly that makes you uncomfortable? And that's something I would just tell them, like, go to therapy to talk about that specific issue, because clearly there's something that's bothering you enough that it keeps coming up. The number two thing I'll tell you, and I really mean it, if you chose to be with this person knowing full well her past, it's on you now to deal with that issue of the insecurity. It's no longer her. She made the mistakes. She lived her past however it was. But the moment you said, I do, or I want to be with you, it is now on you to start to deal with those insecurities. So for him to bring it up constantly, he's in the wrong now. He can't be doing that.
He knew what he was getting, right?
Exactly.
Dude, I don't know why he makes a big deal out of it. You can wash it. It's okay, bro. It's done. Just wash it. It's fine,
Right,
bro. No
right.
big deal. Like,
Right.
you use yours too, dick. I mean, just wash it. It's all right. It doesn't matter. But I get it. Some people are more insecure than others.
Of course.
So there you go. So now he will have to deal with that problem. Like, and how do you suggest he deals with it? Go to his own therapy sessions and talk to his therapist and say, hey, I feel this and this and this and this. Do you think that's something that somebody can overcome and really get over and just say
100%. So the couple I was referring to before, when I made the rule, you're not allowed to talk about it anymore. He told me himself, after about 2 weeks, I saw them again and they said, we've never been happier. I was like, what happened? You guys are smiles and all this stuff. What happened? He said, the moment I stopped putting so much attention to that and stopped bringing it up to her, I just find myself more in the moment with my wife and actually enjoying time with her now, instead of just thinking of this stupid stuff. You know, and in psychology, we have something called CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. Let me just give you the spark notes of it. It just basically says your thoughts affect feelings, and those feelings affect your behavior. So if you think about your wife in your past, you start to feel insecure. And guess what? Now that affects your behavior. You get cold towards her. You get passive aggressive towards her. You do something negative. Well, it's common sense. If you want to get a different result, focus on things that are positive. Like, I'm actually enjoying my time today with my wife, instead of thinking, oh, she's been with other guys.
mm-hmm.
So it's like TV, right? If you see a commercial you don't like, what do?
Yeah, you
Change the
it.
channel.
Yeah, just change it.
That's it. And there's no sexy answer to that other than you have to be mindful.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Well, there you go. That's your answer. It's your problem, bro. Fix it. Ni modo, bro. You knew what you were getting, bro. You knew when you saw the car, you saw the mileage, you know the engine was clicking. Come on, bro. Don't get mad now. Don't get mad now. You know you were getting. That's true. It's like an automobile, motherfucker. You know that the engine was going to blow. It had 300,000 miles on it. You knew.
Right.
You knew, bro, that it was going to need a new engine. And then it pops and you're surprised. What happened? No, just get a new one, bro. That's your problem. You understand? You buyer beware.
Yeah.
You bought it.
100%.
Okay, question number 2. Okay, what should I ask my husband, my future husband, my future wife before we get married? What questions should I ask? He said, you guys weren't clear. You said it was like a business, but you guys didn't tell me clearly. What questions should I ask when I'm talking to a male or a female? What things should be red flags for me, and what things should I go, okay, that's what I was looking for?
Right. Yeah, you know what? This is something, well, first, let me recommend a really good book if you're a reader. If not, disregard. Just listen to what I have to say. But the book is called How to Save Your Marriage Before It Starts. Mm-hmm. It's a really great book that asks you, I think, something like 20 questions you should be asking before you get married. So let me use a couple of them that it brings up. The first one is finances. What do finances look for you? You do not want to get married to someone who's in crazy debt and they haven't told you about it. I've had that happen in one of my couples.
Oh, wow.
Really bad. I'm telling you, it's toxic in the relationship.
We're talking about millions or thousands, and the guy couldn't handle it, or the girl couldn't handle it?
$90,000 in credit card debt.
Wow. It was a plastic surgery? What the hell? No. Curses?
Just a serial spender. She had an issue.
Wow. Can you divorce somebody for that? Can you go to a judge? I can't take it, Your Honor. I can't afford her. I can't. Like, I don't know. She just spends like crazy. Don't go anywhere. My wife just left.
Right.
Don't go anywhere. I want you to
Right.
listen to what he's about to say. Can you divorce her for that?
I'm not sure.
Dude, because
maybe-
financially she's burdening you. She's really
Yeah.
bringing you down. And man, because wow. Okay, so 90,000 in debt.
Yep.
And so what was the solution here?
So in that case, they wanted to make it work. So they had to. I told
Spend
them
more money.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the.
So with 90,000, okay, put on the credit card therapy.
No, you know what? I told them if you guys want to make it work, go talk to a financial advisor to figure out how to get out of that slowly. That way, the husband isn't annoyed all the time at you at the fact that they're in this debt now together. So that's one of them. Financially, what are we working with coming in? How much are you making? What's your debt? Stuff like that. Here's another big one, though. I really mean it. This one, surprisingly, it shocked me how many couples come in that have not had this conversation. Do you even want kids?
Ooh.
You would be surprised. Again, I had a couple where they waited 10 years and the wife wanted nothing to be a stay-at-home mom, and the guy did not have kids with her.
Just
Kept saying like, oh, well, let's wait on it. I want to be in a better financial situation. I want to get a house. They get the house. Oh, I want to make more money.
yeah.
He just kept rolling it back.
Because it's scary, bro. It's scary. It's scary to bring another human being into this earth. I was terrified. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Like, if I have a kid, oh my God. Like,
Right.
dude, that's another life. I don't want to fuck it up. It's not my,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you really don't. And I was like, oh, shit. So, but yeah, it is tough. It is an important question.
Yeah. I've had a lot of couples that they've not had that conversation at all. Like they get married and they look at them like, wait, you don't want to have kids? And I mean, it's awkward for me to sit there like, oh.
So what's the solution there when couples don't want to have kids?
They have to talk about it and they have to see, is it a non-negotiable?
What if they change their mind later? Meaning in the beginning, you're like, yeah, fuck kids. I don't, no, who wants them? And then later on, you go, well, I want kids now. And she changes her mind. But the guy's like, the deal was no kids.
Right.
Like my lifestyle says no kids. Like,
Right.
you said we were going to do this together. It's a partnership. And now you're changing the rules to the partnership.
Yeah. No, that's true. You know, that's where communication's a real thing. The moment you start realizing, you know what, I actually don't want to have kids, or you're starting to think of the opposite of what you said originally,
Yeah.
you gotta let the other person know, I'm starting to feel different about this.
Okay, well, too bad. We already got married. Like the deal was no kids.
Right.
You're still going back on the deal. You understand? Like,
Yeah.
isn't it like the other person? Like, now go fix it. Go get that out of your head.
Right.
So we can come back and just be single and just me and you and forget about kids. Now go to a therapist and get rid of those thoughts. Is that what we do? Because that's what we did with the other situation.
Right.
We told them, hey, forget about all the stuff she did before.
Oh, right.
And remember?
Yeah.
And come back. And so do we say, stop asking for kids? Stop bringing it up.
Oh, I see what you're
You
saying.
see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you like the deal was the deal.
True. That's fair.
Okay, so what happens here when somebody now wants a kid and the deal was no kids?
If it changed like that, then that's where you have to have a serious conversation. Like, is this a non-negotiable for me? Meaning, I want to have kids, and this is the dream of my life.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to have a conversation because I don't want any. What are we
Okay.
gonna do about that?
And she says, I want kids.
And then he says, I don't.
Uh-huh.
And that's where they have to figure it out. Like, okay, we need to either divorce and find people who will match that, or if it's not that much of a deal breaker, okay, I'm willing to bend because it's not that big of a deal for me. Because I've had that as well, where someone changed on the other person with kids, and the person said, well, you know what? I want kids, but it's not like my dream to have kids. And so they met.
But doesn't that create a problem in the future?
It can.
Because now you're like, see, I told you I never wanted kids. This is the reason I never wanted kids.
Right.
But no, you and the therapist. Oh, let's negotiate. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do that. And here we are negotiating now. What are we going to negotiate now?
Right.
So
No. You're right. No. You can potentially run into that issue, but you have to be real about it. Like, how important is it to you? Like 1 to 10, and the person genuinely is like, it's a 10. Okay, this person doesn't want to have kids.
and the other person does now. And she says it's a 10. Or he says it's a 10. What is your recommendation as a therapist?
No, my recommendation is once you figure out how important at that exact moment it is for you, you have to make a decision. Do you want to stay with that person? Is that person more of a priority than the kids in this situation? If they are, that's your decision. And you have to have in mind, I may change my opinion in the future. So you have to be careful with that decision. But we've had those conversations. They have to be very real.
Okay. And I would say I would go because you're being very professional. I'll go no. I'll go listen. If you are 100%, I don't want kids. Get divorced.
Yeah.
Go find somebody else.
Right.
I'm telling you right now, it's the best because the other option,
Right.
you're gonna make 2 other people miserable,
Yeah.
including yourself. Now 3.
Yeah.
You're only gonna make people miserable. It's better that you later on go, man, I lost the love of my life. Oh well, too bad. Nobody got hurt but you. Stop being fucking selfish.
Right.
Stop
Yeah.
being selfish. Do not involve everybody because you don't want to hurt people's feelings. Fuck that shit.
Right.
I would rather you go, fuck it, I'm out, and nobody's born, and you go find somebody else who'll give you a kid, and then I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
That's the best thing. Either way, if the girl doesn't want to have kids. Because I have a friend that she's a girl, B, and she's like, I don't want kids. I just don't want, I'm a girl, I don't want kids. That's not what my life's about. My life is, I don't want kids. I have my boyfriend. My boyfriend understands we don't want kids.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
That's it. I just don't want kids. And he said, what if he one day wants kids? Then I'm going to tell him, go find another girl who wants kids. I'm not
Right.
going to have kids. I was like, oh, fucking smart.
Well, no, I mean, I'll be honest. Obviously, I'm giving the professional version of it, but
Yeah.
I'm in agreement. If I'm going to be honest, I'm in agreement. If it's that big of a deal for you, don't stay with that person and then end up resenting them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's worse.
That is really worse. I'd much rather you guys be mature about it and split up if that's the case.
All right. Good. This is a good one. It might hit home a little bit. My mother-in-law is getting into our business. Okay.
Yeah.
She wants to see our finances. She wants to get into our finances. She starts remodeling my house, my apartment. She moved in with us. This is from a girl.
Oh crap.
And when I come home from work, she's moved stuff around. All of a sudden, she wants to see how much are we making so she can balance our books and see how much we should be spending.
Right.
What do you do there when you have a couple that walks in with that problem?
Damn, that's bad. So
Yeah, that is bad.
that is bad.
And that does exist.
it-
That one's real.
That one is very real. So, okay. So let me give you the technical term for what that mother's doing. It's called enmeshment. When you're inappropriately too close in the family. So in those cases, you have to do something called differentiation. So I'm giving you all the technical terms. Let me just give you the English. You need to set boundaries and separate as much as you can from her. That's just a simple answer. That's very inappropriate to have the mom involved that much. You know, remember Gottman, right? I follow Gottman method. He laid down a list. He laid down a list with betrayal in a relationship. And here's a couple of examples of betrayal. One of them is obviously emotional betrayal, right? You start having an emotional affair. Another one is being emotionally distant on purpose to the other person because you're angry. That would be considered a betrayal. And taking a parent's side above your spouse's side, that is considered a betrayal. Betrayals are very corrosive to the relationship. I would tell whoever sent that question, you need to really set boundaries with the mom because that's really inappropriate. Really inappropriate. I'm not sure if you're okay with it or your partner's okay with it, but I can almost guarantee one of you guys is not okay with it.
Oh, she's not okay with it. That's
Oh,
it. That's his mom.
His mom.
His mom, not her mom. His mom is doing this. She takes the liberty of remodeling her house when she already put things in, and then she's, no, this looks better over here. I moved the couches. I did this. And then she'll say, how much did you guys make? Let me see your paychecks. Let me break it down. This is what you're going to have to be spending. This is,
Are you serious?
yes,
Did she also set like doctor's appointments for the son?
probably. I'm pretty sure.
Damn.
I didn't ask all those questions, but that's what's going on. Now, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
For our Latino people that are watching us, pues, ahí nos vamos con tu mamá. We'll go to your mom's house. We'll live at your mom's house.
Right.
Tell her to convert the garage into an apartment. And we'll, live, we'll live in the back house, right? So you're living in the back house with your mom. Does she have the right to butt in?
No. She only has the right to butt in the sense that it's her home. So there's boundaries, right? Like, hey, don't don't be loud or having argument, just like regular house boundaries. When it comes to the relationship, it generally is not appropriate to have the mom or a parent involved. Because here's one of the things that most couples actually I noticed, to be honest, is they argue in front of family. That is one of the worst things you can possibly do. Because think about it this way. If you argue at his mom's house, right? Whose side are they going to take? Probably the son's, right?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You guys are going to kiss and make up later and you guys are fine. But now they saw, his family saw you disrespect him in front of them. Now they don't like you. It's never a good idea to fight in front of family, generally.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, no, set boundaries. They can't be involved.
Yeah, no, see, one of my things, my dad could have been a monster, but one of the things that my dad always was that he never wanted anybody to tell his kids, don't do that when they're at home. He said, you'll never live, my kids are never going to live in an apartment building. My kids are never going to live in somebody's, I'm not going to rent to somebody. They're going to live in their house.
Right.
And so my dad did everything possible to make sure we always had a house. And he said, if you want to go pee in your backyard, go pee. He goes, this is your yard.
Right.
Nobody's going to tell you, this is your house. Nobody's going to tell my kid here, my yard, in my house what to do. But when you're renting, the landlord can tell you, everybody can tell you. I say, I don't want to kill anybody. Right. I don't want anybody telling shit about my kids.
Right.
And that's something he always stood his ground. He says, no, my kids will never live in an apartment building for that same reason. I don't want anybody talking shit. Same reason he never had family. Or he had a bunch of strangers living with us, but he would never have family live with us. These were strangers. Like, oh no, really? That's another story. It's a long story. But
right.
Oh my God, my dad was a hoarder of people. I'll tell you that. I'll talk to you about that. But so we talked about Chloe. We talked about the video. We had a situation, and I wanted to ask you about this.
Sure.
There are certain things that I will never hold myself back to, and one of the things is I don't care whose feelings get hurt when it comes to Oli and her being in danger. I don't care if your feelings are hurt.
Right.
I don't care. I don't care. I can give fucking rat's ass. Like, you're done. Like, she's in danger. I'm going to go fucking, I need to know everything that's going on now. So a situation I had with my wife was she calls me and she tells me, hey, this is happening. The girls are changing outside in a tent. And where? Outside of the library. Where all the fucking homeless are? Like outside in a tent? What do you mean a tent? My little girl's 8 years old. She's changing outside in a tent with homeless people. Right. You know, all of them got phones, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, the government gave them all phones with cameras.
Right.
So we have a bunch of homeless people around my daughter and she's changing out. No, what the? No, what's going on? Like, I'm pissed, dude. I'm like lit. And I know sometimes it bothers my wife because I lose control. I go, no. I get really upset and I get in everybody's faces and I become the biggest squeaky wheel you could ever find. I'm like the most annoying parent you'll ever find.
Right.
I'm that asshole. Why? Because your sorry is not going to fix it.
Right.
Do you understand? Your fucking sorry is not going to fix it. And because it's not your kid, you don't care.
Right.
Because it's your business. I get it. You have a bunch of kids, but my kid is my business. And I'm sorry if I'm taking care of my business, but I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm always going to be that aggressive parent that every child predator goes, not that motherfucker, not that kid. Let's get another one.
Right.
This guy, not that one. So is that wrong of me to be that aggressive? Is that wrong of me for me to go to my wife? I don't care. If it makes you uncomfortable, I don't care. I'm going to ask these questions. I'm going to act this way every single time. Sorry, I'm not going to be apologetic about it. And I don't want to change. And I don't want to change the way I am. I want to keep being this person. So is that wrong of me or am I being unfair?
Here's, I guess, would be my question from what you told me. Is it causing issues in the marriage?
Not as long as I get my way when it comes to this. Everything's cool. Do you understand?
Right.
I don't know how detrimental this would be for my wife, but it's not like we face this problem every day.
Yeah.
But it's going to be an ongoing thing until she leaves my house. Do you understand? When she becomes an adult, I will understand she's an adult. I can't do anything about it. Yeah. But till that day, I will always be that overbearing parent, that obnoxious parent that's always going to make fucking noise.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, in and of itself, I don't think it's bad. I guess for me, here's a crazy thing, I guess, as a therapist, as a side note. my job isn't to fix everything wrong with you necessarily. My job is, can I make you functional so that you can live your life normally? So sometimes that might mean you might be slightly depressed. Maybe we didn't get completely rid of it, but, or you have anger issues, right? And you were a 10, but we brought you down to a 4. It didn't completely make it go away, but it's still kind of there a little bit, right? So that's where, for me, in your case, I would tell you, how detrimental is it in your household? Is it more of an annoyance? Now, you know, your wife is really annoyed with you for a day or two, but it's not like going to cause an issue in the marriage. I would say that's probably not the worst thing.
Yeah.
You know, but that would be my question though. Is it causing issues interpersonally in the relationship?
I don't know, baby. Is it? No. Okay, well, I'm asking her. She's right there. No,
Right.
It's not. But I'm not. This is the thing is, I'm not. I won't. You know, sometimes we're not looking from the outside in, so we don't see ourselves.
Right.
So I don't know if I'm overdoing it. If I don't want to change and I'm being stubborn about it, and I my wife understands. I mean, it's not like she pushes back. She gets it, but I can understand why she's very standoffish. The thing is this. I told her, I'm on my way. She said, I'll wait here. No vente. No, I'll wait here. Like, I know she's scared of what I'm going to do. I know she's scared. And that's what I think bothers me. You don't have to be scared. Like, I'm not going to kill anybody yet. You know what I mean? Like, we're good. Like,
Right.
I mean, nothing's happened yet, right? So, you understand?
Yeah.
But you get it? But I don't want her to be scared.
Right.
Like,
right.
look, I'm not going to kill anybody, but I am going to make noise. Just know that I'm going to be that loud fucking parent.
Right. Right.
And I get it. It's like, ah, fuck. Is he going to punch this guy? No,
Right,
no,
right.
no. I'm not going to punch anybody.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, look, I think as long as you communicate your intentions, like I'm not gonna kill anyone or stab anyone unless
Yeah.
obviously they do something stupid with
yeah,
your
yeah,
daughter,
yeah,
obviously.
yeah,
But
yeah.
other than that, just let her know I'm pissed off. I'm gonna choose someone out.
Yeah.
That's it. Like if that's it, then like I said, I don't
Okay.
really find an issue.
What do you think of parents, Latino parents and moms going, dile a tu papá. Mamá, ¿me puedo quedar? Dile a tu papá. Mom, can I stay? Ask your father. And then go to the father. Apá, dice mi mamá si me puedo quedar. Pregúntale a tu mamá. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? What do you think of husband and wife tossing the little ball back and forth? What do you think that's what do you think that's about?
So here's what the kid learns, because I get to talk to the kid who's stuck in that situation, right?
Okay.
It teaches them very quickly, who can I maneuver better, my mom or my dad? Who's the weaker one? That's what you teach your kid when you do the little toss into always, because there's always one parent that's more lenient, always. So I suggest probably don't do that. Be on the same page. My parents always had a rule that I liked, which is when they make a decision, like, oh, go ask your dad, whatever the decision is, they respect it and they leave it. And then they'll talk about it after, like, okay, you went too far. And then they'll come back and talk to me like, hey, you know what? Never mind. We're going to, lower it down. But my parents always were on the same page about everything. And that's where parents get in trouble, because one of them is too lenient and the other one's too strict. You got to try to at least get on the same page.
I was thinking more of the lines that you never stay over nobody's house because you never know. Like, you never know. Fuck that. We have cousins. We never know. You have boy cousins. You never know. Daddy says I can't stay over. You never know. And that's the whole thing. I think the reason, in my opinion, the wife tells the husband, pregúntale a tu papá. Ask your father. Why? I don't want to be responsible. Because if he's bitching and whining tomorrow, go pick him up, then you have to go pick him up. No, you told him they can stay. Now you go pick him up. Or something happens to them. ¿Ya vistes? Te dije. I told you.
Right.
So I think that none of them want to be responsible for their kid not being with them. They go, if he says yes, you said it. I mean, I think you shouldn't play that game because of that. You're going to end up blaming each other if something does happen. You understand? Life is weird that way. Life happens. And so your child now had an accident at her cousin's house, and you as a father gave her permission to stay.
Right.
And I had already told her no, but you insisted that she could stay. I don't want to be the mean one, so I said, okay, if your father says you can stay, then you can stay. Now she got hurt. She got bit by the neighbor's dog. Now she's in the hospital. She's losing her eye. And now I'm looking at my husband. Te dije. Right. I told you not to go. I told you not to do this. And now you're like, wow. Like,
right.
okay, don't do that. Don't do that. I think you're right. Make a decision. But at the end of the day, if something happens to your kid, you are going to be there blaming each other for it.
Right.
Make a decision. Go, hey, we're both okay with them staying? Okay, good.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Or establish it right away. Guys, don't ask again.
Right.
You're never going to stay over. Just never. Stop.
Yeah. No, I'm in agreement with you. As long as you're on the same page with your wife or your husband. Like, you don't want to just go completely renegade on the person and okay something that's not okay with the other person. You know, but I agree with you.
All right. Questions? Do you have any questions for me? I have a bunch of questions for you.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I was curious because you're obviously in the comedy world, right?
Yes.
And how has your comedy changed or evolved as you got older and now you have more life experience and family?
Dude, I don't care. Like I have no shame. Like I don't care. Like how can I say this? I can care less what people think. Does that make sense? Like that statement, like it's easy to say, but it's hard to live. But I live it every day, and I thrive on it. Like going like, no, be unapologetic, be honest with yourself, be able to watch yourself in the mirror, see yourself in the mirror, and go, nope, I'm not gonna say I'm sorry. I'd rather live life the way I want to live it and say what I want to say, because I only get one chance at it. That's what I learned. And now at this age, I live so much more free. Like I tell comedians, stop being petty. Like little things, like, God, stop being petty. Like there's a comedian that said, hey, that's my joke. Oh, dude, you can have it. Fuck, have 100, bro. I don't give a fuck. It's my joke. Fuck, what are we, 12? Goddamn.
Right.
Like, stop being petty, bro. You're old. Like, you're trying to beef with me for a joke. You can have it, dude. Relax. That's life now. For me, life is different now. I think I went to Vegas. I had a great time, but I don't go in there with the expectation of one day being rich and famous, because I see what rich and famous is.
Right.
It's a lot of headaches.
Dang.
There's a lot of headaches. Jenny Rivera right now, they're revamping her special or digging into her life now. And they're discovering like the dark secrets of Jenny Rivera. Like, yeah, you're famous.
Right.
Your family's going to keep milking your name, and they don't care if they drag it through the mud 100 billion times, as long as there's $1 to be made, because you're famous.
Right.
Nobody's making documentaries of the janitor that cleaned my high school when I was a kid. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares how interesting his life was.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So there is a price to pay, and I don't want that, dude. Like, that's not really tough. It's easy for people. Oh, that's bullshit. Like, no, bro. I've seen really miserable, rich, famous comedians. I'm okay.
You know, the stereotype for comedians is a lot of them came from trauma or issues or whatever. Like, is that true? Like, is there really a lot of comedians that come from that type of background?
Oh, that's what fuels it. It's the only reason we go up there for justification, for acknowledgement, for anything, any type of like praises we wanted. Why? Because we didn't have it. As kids, any attention you could get, but that's why you're a troublemaker kid. Usually we're the kids that were being mistreated or abused. Why? They're seeking attention, approval somehow. Please love me. That's what gets you started. Once you get older, you realize what it was, and now you just master the way to deliver it, because you get a clear understanding of who you are and why you're fucked up. No, I'm serious. Once you get a clear understanding how fucked up you are, and you go, that's why I'm fucking crazy. Okay, now I can explain it to the world. Now let me tell them why I'm fucked up.
Wait, that's interesting. So do you think comedy has been therapeutic for you then?
Oh, definitely. Definitely, because it you have to self-reflect. So you understand what's my point of view on this. Now, my point of view on life, when I first started comedy, my point of view on now, it's completely different. You're talking about a point of view of a 23-year-old. Sexy as hell, too. I mean, it was a different world.
Right.
Back then, my anthem was fuck kids. Fuck kids. Why? You pay, you get nothing back. They're like insurance. No. You get, no. I think that's the worst fucking investment as a kid. Grows up and then they go fuck you to your face. What the fuck? Did I just pay for this?
Yeah.
Did I just raise this thing? And I would do a big case on, fuck kids. And now I can't, dude. I can't live without Oli. Like I wish I had 100 of those. So my material changes.
Do you think you have to have had like trauma and stuff like that to be a comedian?
No, but it helps.
It does.
It's like a writer, an author. If you haven't lived, what the fuck are you writing about? Does that make sense?
Right.
If you have not lived, then what journey are you telling me about?
Right.
You sitting behind your fucking computer typing this shit? Nah, that's called fiction. You know what I mean?
Right.
So for me, it was like there is that pain that you feed off of, and you go, okay, this is what gets me that automatic gratification, like a drug. When I go on stage, I feel it. Oh, they like me. They like me. They like me. They like me. Oh, this is great. It's a drug. It's a drug. And or endorphins are going into your brain. You're like, oh shit, this is good. Once you get a taste of it and you do it for 5 minutes, you go, oh shit, can I do it again? Dude, I did it again. And after a while, you forget about the stage. Me going on stage is not the problem. Me being able to communicate my point of view to you in a way where you would understand it, and I can tell the rest of my voices, shut up, just one. All right, you tell me, what were you saying? And I can organize that thought and release it. That's the difficult part. I mean, once I organize my material, once I already know this is my point of view and this is where I want to take the journey, or I want to take them to this journey, I can take an audience there. Now I can manipulate an audience. But it took 22 years to be able to do that. And it's just trial and error, going on stage, reading the room. There is such thing as reading the room. Like you walk into a room in UK, what are they looking for? Who's here? And you start literally just calculating, okay, couples, mid-30s, young crowd, there's a bachelorette party, blah, 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 blah. Okay, what's going to happen when they do this? I'm going to do this, blah, blah. And so you calculate the show and you just already know how this shit's going to go down and who's the first guy you're going to shit on. You go, okay, got it. Boom, that's the first guy I'm going to shit on. And that's it.
Right,
you just know. And sometimes I'll sit in the back of the room and just feel the vibe and go, okay, this audience is not feeling it in that. A comedian is fucking it up. They didn't read the room. And you, after so many years, you just know. It's like rappers. Like Jay-Z doesn't write shit down. Jay-Z goes, give me the beat. Okay. Okay. All right, ready? Go. Never fucking touch the pad. Never touch the pin. Just give me the beat. Let me hear the voice. Okay. And he'll mumble for a little bit. All right, here we go. Bam. But he already knows where the story's going. This is a this track. This is going to be a this. They told him this is going there. All right, got it. That's it.
Damn. What has been the biggest setback in being a comedian, you think?
For me personally,
Yeah.
not believing in myself
Really?
and listening to others.
Oh, wow.
It's the hardest thing because there is no roadmap to comedy. There is
Right.
to you. You already know how you're going to become a therapist.
Right.
You explained it to me.
Yeah.
You tell me how I become successful. There is no roadmap. So because there's so much unknown that not even AI can tell me.
Yeah.
You understand? You will be victim to listening to everybody else. And their opinion matters more than your own personal opinion. And I think the fact that I did that for so many years hindered me so much. And the fact that I hide behind hard work is the only thing that kept me afloat. I think my hard work, the drive that I had to keep doing it, I think that's what always supplemented the lack of belief I had in myself. Like you work so much and you do so much and you produce so much that even if you fail, you're still on top, motherfucker. like comedy subjective, hard work is not. I've always said that. Comedy subjective, hard work is not. The problem is I should have focused on my fucking comedy.
Yeah.
I should have believed in myself. And this is the thing is some people will live the rest of their lives not believing in themselves and not finding that truth. I'm so happy I did. I'm so fucking happy I did that I'm like, oh, fuck, great. And I'm young enough to take advantage of it. Does that make sense? Not a lot of people get to do that. So I do regret not knowing earlier and to believe in myself and to really have confidence in what I was doing. But now at this age, I go, fuck, I think it's better this way, because I think if I would have had that mindset back then, I would have been successful really quick.
Right.
And success at that age for me, I wouldn't have known what to do with it. I would be a train wreck. Me and my wife wouldn't be married. I wouldn't have a daughter. I'd probably OD.
Damn.
Because I didn't know how to handle what I was going through back then.
Right.
As a young 23-year-old comedian in Hollywood, and then getting success at 25, one of the biggest shows in Hollywood, Friday nights, the Hollywood Improv. I was there for 10 years, and there was not one celebrity comic that didn't know my name. Everybody knew me. Everybody knew me. And it was just out of hard work that I put myself in a situation like that. That's what got me to the top of the Hollywood Improv and everybody knowing me. My belief in myself could have put me to that next step, but I didn't. I just showed hard work. I made a lot of people a lot of money, and they were really happy with me for 10 years.
Right.
Do you understand? So nobody was in the hurry to make me famous either. Like, if you leave, then who's going to fill this motherfucker?
Right.
You know what I mean? We don't want you to leave. So I listened to other people. And when I started listening to myself, I said, fuck it, Elisa, I'll do it the way I want to do it. And that's why I can care less now. Once you know the truth, it's hard because people told me to believe in myself all my life. But you never do until now.
Right.
Until you realize it yourself, and you go, oh, fuck, and now you want to preach it.
Right.
And that's why I don't tell people shit. No, because I know you're not going to listen. You just have to realize it yourself.
Right.
You'll find out yourself.
You know, you kind of answered the last question I had, but what would be the best advice you'd give to a young comedian?
Yeah, that and what else? Don't wait. Life's too short. Don't wait. I know comedians that put marriage aside, put kid aside, put their life on hold because when I make it, and that when I make it will make you bitter. And when I make it never comes because you already lost. You're telling me when I make it, motherfucker, you're a comic. You made it. You understand? You do what you love to do. You've made it. I left a friendship, not a friendship. I met this guy when I first started doing comedy. And when I met this guy, we became really good friends. In my first 2 years of comedy, me and him would just, like what you call, roll together. We would roll everywhere. We'd do comedy spots all the time. I was 23, 24 at the time. I was an engineer, and I made a comment to him. I said, listen, if this doesn't work out for me, I think I'm going to quit and I'm just become an engineer. I'm going to go back to engineering. I don't want to go too far, and then I'm not qualified to do SolidWorks or Pro E or work any of these softwares because I've been out of the loop. As an engineer, I would have to catch up again. So I'm going to give myself till 30. If I don't make it till I'm 30, then I'm going to quit comedy, right? Yeah. Those years passed. Third year, I got the Hollywood Improv. I started blowing up, and you grow in some. You make new friends. Right. I'm pretty sure he felt a little resentful because I have now new friends, more famous. I'm blowing up, but he's not. But we both started at the same time. Fast forward, I'm 33 years old. I'm in La Jolla Comedy Club, and I run into him. I'm like, hey, what's up? How you been? Before I'm saying, how are you? How have you been? The first thing that comes out of his mouth is, I thought you were going to quit at 30. If you didn't make it, I thought you said you were going to quit at 30. I was 33 at the time. Right. And I'm like, but I made it. I made it. And then I told him, you didn't. Right. And he got mad. And I go, because you still don't think you made it. I made it. I'm in La Jolla on a Thursday. I live in L.A.
Right.
You live here, motherfucker. You had to come to this one. I come here because this is what I do for a living.
Right.
You still got to go teach driving with your dad. You understand? You didn't. I did. I made it. Not to your eyes, not to your expectations, but I made it. And that's people. I understand. There's people who always wish you evil shit. I'm like, God damn, bro.
Always.
But it's when I realized that night I realized I made it. Okay, so you made it, bro. Chill the fuck out. You made it.
Right.
You made it.
Right.
You're good. So as a comic, that's making it. When you're happy doing what you love to do, that's making it.
Yeah.
Yep. Any other questions? No?
No, I think
No, we're good.
Kind of
All right. No, we're good. We're a little bit more than an hour, but we did. What?
Yeah.
You have a question? All right. Huh? Oh, that's a good one. That's yes. Can the in-laws be friends with the ex? No. Okay, she says no. Hold on. Can you let the guy that's going to be certified to say this say it?
Well, first off, what's your opinion? No.
Listen, there's some microphone right there if you're going to talk.
Yeah.
No. So what is your opinion?
So my opinion is, look, if you can be amicable with your ex, that's a good thing. But I don't think I've ever. I don't think that's usually a good idea to do that.
Okay.
To have the
What
ex.
if your mom's argument? Let's say it was you, and your mom's argument is, "Mijo, but you brought her to me. You introduced me to her. You told me become friends with her. Now that you guys broke up, now you're telling me, okay, stop being friends with her. I can't stop being friends with her just because you're telling me now that you don't want me to be friends. You brought her to me.
Right.
What if that's the argument? What can a son tell his mother, mom, no, this is not cool because of this and this and this.
Right. Well, I think one of the things that he could bring up is, you know what, it's causing issues in my relationship because I have this new person or a person I married. It's making them feel uncomfortable. It's causing friction in my marriage. Like, can you do this for the sake of my marriage? That's something that they can bring up that I personally think that's appropriate to do that. I don't know. I get what you mean. We're friends, right? The ex.
Yeah, because they build the relation. That ex builds a huge relationship with the mother.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And yeah, dude. I'm just thinking.
Right.
No. I'm just thinking of my mom, dude. Just yeah.
Right.
No.
Well, look, if if they're friends, then hang out at like non-family
Family
events.
events.
At the very minimum, if they could at least meet you halfway, a compromise. Like, look,
Okay.
if you want to be friends, cool. Don't bring them to family events. You know, with my new girlfriend or new wife.
Yeah.
Compromise at least.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you 100%. Yeah, I think the I have a rule with my nieces, and I have it with all my nieces and my daughter too. The same thing. I talk to the boys and I tell them, "Hi, how's it going? Good to meet you. Good. We're good until we're not." You understand? Once you leave her, or once you guys break up, when this shit is over, we're no longer friends. I'm not your buddy. We don't get to hang out. You don't get to ask me for free tickets. You don't get to fucking, hey, Rich, what's up, bro? He's my bro. I don't want you coming around telling me, hey, guess what, bro? I dated his niece. I don't need that shit in my shows, bro.
Right.
You understand? We're not friends. We're cool until we're not cool. When she says that's it, I'm on her side 100%.
Right.
100%, bro. 100. So I'm just letting you know now. All right, cool. I make it really simple and very obvious, and I give them all the speech in the beginning. They bring a new boyfriend. Hey, just letting you know, we're not friends. You're only here as long as she wants you to be here. Once she says no, you're done. I'm on her side.
No, but you have strong boundaries that you avoid that problem.
That's the problem. I don't think people have the courage to tell other people, because I think what helps me is I have no shame. I have no shame. Right. I don't know what that shit is, but the fact that I don't have no shame, and now that I have the courage to tell people the truth, oh my God, I've been going crazy with it,
right?
And it simplified my life.
Yeah,
it's almost like it's sort of like a Asperger's fucking thing that I have, where I'm just telling people, no, fuck you, no, I don't want it.
Yeah,
like why? Because I don't want to.
Yeah,
that's it. Why? Fuck. Because I don't want to. That's it. Why do I have to fucking explain it to you?
Well, dude, that's why people come to me for therapy, to learn how to do that.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
okay, so did that answer your question? Yeah. What if there's a kid involved? And the kid is instigating hey, let's go to my tío's house. Hey, let's go to this house. Let's go to that house. What if the kid is the one instigating that?
for me, if I was in that, like the therapist talking to that person, I would tell them that they would probably need to talk to the kid and explain to them like what they're comfortable with. Like here's what I mean, right? If they're instigating like, oh, I want dad to be in the barbecue or something, you have to talk to him and go, you know what? I know that's your dad, but when it comes to this type of family event, this is what it's going to be with, you know, my new partner or whatever. And you just have
Set boundaries.
set
with the kids.
boundaries, because that's the problem. Most people don't set boundaries, and once you start, when you don't set boundaries, you start tolerating behavior you don't like.
See, this is why I said boundaries, because that leads up to me blowing up.
Right.
Because right now we're cool. I'm like, but then then I blow up. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
No. Look, I have like a little phrase I usually try to tell people ever since I learned it. I loved it. It's don't ever allow people to do things that make you dislike them.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, because it's true. And I mean that for everything. I mean that for your kids. I mean that for your family, for your friends. Don't allow people to do behavior that make you slowly dislike them over time.
That's why I don't lend people money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
I don't want to dislike you one day, bro.
Right.
No, because I'm not gonna ask you for the money back. I'm just gonna hate you.
Yeah.
No, it's true. It's true. It's true.
Right.
I stopped talking to you because you're a dick and you didn't pay me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm gonna lose a relationship. I'm gonna hate you for it. I never want to see you again. So
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah. I don't know, man. I depending on how much money it is, I'm a big believer of it's a gift. Because if I expect you to pay this back and you don't, I'm gonna end up hating you or disliking you. You know, so if someone does ask me for money, if it's reasonable, I'm like, it's a gift. Like, I'm not expecting that money back, because I've seen too many people cause issues.
can we just put a button on Chloe, just because we left it out there? What do you think Chloe should do as your professional opinion?
You know what? Okay, maybe an unpopular opinion.
Okay.
You said it earlier, right? Like the situation with your mom, she stayed for a reason. My opinion is, if she's okay with that, if that's not a deal breaker for her and her family life is good,
Well, the season still needs him, so we can't get
Right.
rid of him yet. So
that's true. At least wait till the season's over.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. So, but
Okay.
as long as the producer says
Right.
it's okay.
Right.
Okay. As long as the producer say okay.
Right.
Say it's okay. Okay. What's your advice?
Look, I just tell her, if it's not a deal breaker for you, that's up to you, man. That is up to you. If you want to stay there, but I would tell her, be careful, because what are you teaching your kids? She has daughters, right? I believe. If remember, your first teachers in life are your parents. They teach you what does it mean to be a man, a woman, a husband, a wife, a girlfriend, a boyfriend. And if that's the type of role model that she wants to set for her children, then by all means she could stay in that relationship. But it's going to come at a price with the children, because that's what they think is normal now.
Well, God, that's the least of their problems. They think it's normal.
That is the least of
The-
the
the
problems, to be
least
fair.
of- those kids have bigger problems than that. No,
Right.
like that's why that's not a deal breaker. But
True.
no, that's bananas, bro. My biggest concern now is I want to get to know why you are into the Kardashians. Using your sister as an excuse is not an excuse. She watches a bunch of shows I never see.
Yeah,
What the hell's wrong with you?
I'm a weird dude, I think, apparently. No, you know what? I've always been a people watcher, and I just think anything that's reality is always fascinating to me. That's one of the things my wife and I do, like when we're at Disney. We're just people watching. Like, that's our thing. And I just find it fascinating because people are constantly doing stuff. And I mean, I'm not like analyzing people all day like a therapist. People are just interesting.
Oh, we used to do that all the time. We used to put voices into the couples. You ever done that? See a couple and go, "Hey, what's up? No, fuck you. Where's my lunch? Nah, you got to be a peanut butter." We're doing the voices for the couple. We were doing that. That's so much fun. We used to do it, then Oli started interrupting us. That's when we stopped. But okay. Well, guys, that's another session with Irvin. Thank you very much, dude. Thank you very much for coming back again. Guys, we're still looking for a name. Have we thought of a name for this thing?
Dude, we're workshopping it, man.
Okay, because yeah, you know, we don't know how to name this shit. What do we name this?
I know.
A what?
Oh, the ones I sent you, because we were still workshopping. I think one of them was a little humor and a lot of healing, something like
There
that.
you go. I like that. A little humor and a lot of healing.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, I like that. I think, okay, guys, you tell us. Please vote if you like it. A little bit of,
A little humor and a lot of healing.
okay, a little humor and a lot of healing. I like that. All right, if you like that, vote for it. We'll make that the name. By the next time you see the next episode, we have the logo ready.
Yep.
Ready? Thank you very much, guys. That is it. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.